I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is Pat Williams, the Managing Director for Revolver Resources. Pat, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Shay, thanks for having me back.
Thrilled to have you on because anybody who watches mining.com.au would know that I love copper and you are in copper. Now, the first time we spoke, we only talked about your Osprey project, but you've actually got another project called Dianne, which I believe is nearing production. Can you please elaborate on what's happening with Dianne?
Look, Shay, as I said, in our 10-year history so far and back before we listed, building a company to provide the copper deficit required more assets. We looked high and low. We found the historic Dianne copper mine, Australia's highest grade producing ever copper project, still had granted mining leases. We saw that. We moved on it quickly. We made that a part of our portfolio. And the hidden gem with Dianne is not only because it's a previous mine with some remaining ore body, it can be put into production very quickly. So as a self-funding step, it just became a logical next thing to do for us was to commercialise what remains at Dianne, make some great money for ourselves to fund our exploration and keep growing.
Now, copper projects are a beast to get up and out of the ground. Tell me, what are the costs looking like for you and how are you going to manage them?
Look, Shay, one of the beauties of Dianne is really and we've got a little bit of criticism about it's too small. It's a small project. It's finite. It's between 4 and 5 years in duration, which means it's low cost. It's an at-surface ore body, so it sticks up out of the ground. It really is quite a simple, straightforward, circa $15 million to build it. It's a sweet little project. It's a cash cow for us, and it made good sense. We can be in production aiming for that by late this year or very, very early next year. So, all the work's done. We're just ready to execute and implement.
Pat, I wouldn't mind touching on some of the risks associated with bringing a copper mine to life. Now, I know you are a mining engineer and you've got extensive experience in this area, but what sort of outliers have you got your eye on and how do you plan to mitigate any risks that might crop up?
Look, Shay, we started the recommencement project in earnest 18 months ago. And since then, we've really identified, handled, and put to bed anything that we see as a showstopper. We're ready to implement now. So everything is known, understood, ready to go forward with. And the key part of any project, the process risk, as we identified in our December release last year, the process metrics on this project are outstanding. So we're excited and we just want to make full steam to get to that finish line.
Listen, Pat, thank you so much for today's update. I look forward to hearing about when the first cathode comes out of Dianne. Thank you so much for being here.
We'll keep you posted, Shay. Thank you.